السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي كفى، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد المصطفى، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الرحمن الرحيم، مالك يوم الدين، إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، اهدنا الصراط المستقيم، صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدقه النبي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Dear brothers and sisters, Ramadan Mubarak. Before the next Friday talk, it will be all in Ramadan. You know, Ramadan was there before fasting was made obligation for all of us. And it was just focus on Quran. Then fasting of the month of Ramadan was added to it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us the Surah Al-Fatiha, which essentially is a dua, in which we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and provides a structure of how all of our dua should be praise of the Lord of the universe. Recognizing and reminding ourselves He is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the merciful, the mercy-giving. Reminding ourselves that He is the ultimate judge on the day of judgment. Maliki Yawmiddin, that is. And telling Him, Iyyaka na'budu, we worship You, wa iyyaka nasta'in, and it is You only we seek help from. And then we human being begin our ask, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, guide us to the straight path of those people which You love and You have blessed them. Sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim. And of course, not the path of those people, Sirat alladhi ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin, path of those people who Allah is not pleased with them, angered with them, who are lost people. So the main ask in the whole dua, 7 verses, recognition of Allah, His power and all that, and then ask is in 3 words. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Ya Allah, guide us to the straight path. Alhamdulillah, you and I, we both are Muslims. When you say guide us to the straight path, Allah answers immediately, we are done with the rest of the Quran. Rest of the Quran is the guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this in the Quran, In huwa illa dhikrun lil alameen. It is not except a reminder for the world. Liman sha'a minkum yastaqim. You say, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. So Allah is talking about for those who will to take the right course. Yastaqim, mustaqim. So this is Allah's guidance. Allah also says, Shahidan ala ha'ulai wa nazzalna alayka al-kitaba bayyina. Bayyinan likulli shay'in wa hudan wa rahmatan wa bushra lil muslimin. Guidance and blessings for the believers. So Ramadan Mubarak to you and all your loved ones. May Allah make it a source of power for us as we enrich ourselves with the character of taqwa and shukr. Taqwa and shukr being the prime goal of Ramadan. So we keep saying, Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim. Ya Allah, guide us. Ya Allah, guide us. And we keep saying it in each salat. Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim, Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim. And at the end we say, Ameen. Ya Allah, make it this way. If you're sick and you have some medicine, Tylenol or aspirin, what about instead of taking that medicine, you just keep saying aspirin, aspirin, or Tylenol all day long? Will it reduce your fever? Of course not. So if we keep saying, Ya Allah, guide us, Ya Allah, guide us, Ya Allah, guide us, Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim, Ihdina, 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 all day long, guide us, and guide us. Well, Quran is already there, and we are not reading, not understanding. Do you think we will get guidance? Perhaps not. What about if you have a GPS, driving direction in your car, and you're on a highway and you don't know your path? Suddenly, from English, it switches to, say, Russian or Japanese. Their guiding device. You will be lost, right? You will have no idea. You will have to stop and ask somebody. And what about if you ask somebody and the person responds to you also in a language which you don't understand? Chinese or Portuguese, what you're going to do? It is Allah's mercy. Allah had made Quran easy. But those of us Muslims who do not understand, month of Ramadan is a great opportunity to relate to Quran. Once we developed a software at Sound Vision, Al-Qari. It was a software for people to learn Quran. And we heard in all the Saudi university, it has been installed already. And they asked us, can you provide the menus which were in English, turn them into Arabic? And we were surprised. I said, you're Arabs, why this was done for English-speaking people, why do you need it? They tell us, do you think children are born knowing Arabic? So I have seen little easier, but Arab children who are born here, at one time, 90% of Sound Vision staff was Arabs. And I assumed they knew Arabic. And when I'll say some words of the Quran, I assume they will know what I mean. One of them told me, Imam Mujahid, we don't understand. I say, you talk Arabic among yourself all day long. I said, this is the colloquial language which parents talk, and we talk in that language, but we don't understand Quran. And I was, at one time when she told me, I was reciting from Surah Al-Ma'un, the short chapters of the Quran. So learning Quran is important because we are the one asking for it. Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim. Ya Allah, guide us to the straight path. Ya Allah, guide us to the straight path. And the straight path is right there in the Quran. And we don't understand it. So this time in Ramadan, my brothers and sisters, if you understand, that's great. If you read through translation, that is a very good help. But when you're standing up for Salat, and what you are reading, you must understand that. If you can achieve that in the month of Ramadan, in 30 days, 30 surahs, short surahs at the end of the Quran, or other portions, I would say you achieve something. So I would say that I will give some tips here. Make a list of all the surahs of the Quran you know by heart and you recite. And pick one of the surahs The other day, I asked a young Muslim, very good Muslim, practicing Muslim, in 9th grade, what, what does Ihdina Surat al-Mustaqim means? He said, I'm sorry, I don't understand. We have a crisis, brothers and sisters, and we need to attend to it. So I would say start, make a list, including Surah Al-Fatiha. So in the morning, you recite, then you understand is pick up a tafsir. I would recommend QuranHive.com, as I have done in the past. It has meaning of each word. You can look and check it out. If you don't have that much time, you can read the translation. If you have little extra time, each verse tafsir is attached. So you hear that also in English language. And then all day long, in each rakah of the Quran, each rakah of the Salat, keep reciting the same ayah or same surah all day long. And stop thinking. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Stop there and think, what was the tafsir which you read about it? What was the translation of it? Allahu Samad. What is a Samad? What the translation said? What was in the tafsir which you heard? So go through slowly, but keep repeating that all day long in every rakah. And if you don't remember it, keep the copy of your Quran close to your musalla, open it and read it again. So it refreshes. So by reading that all day long, you will sort of in brain and your heart and your mind, it will settle down what's the meaning of the ayahs which you are reciting. And even tafsir also. That's what I did in childhood. There used to be in my language something called Asan Tafsir in Urdu. It was not big. And I read that and I will recite that in the Salat, and I absorbed this meaning before I went to madrasa or anything else. And keep thinking. You're commuting, maybe verbally recite that and keep thinking about it. Translations are good, my brothers and sisters. They're helpful. So we shouldn't be against the translation or anything. This is a very helpful thing for us. Very helpful. And tafsir also. It is good to know Arabic, but that will be another challenge. So stick to that. Just one small tip there. One surah, translation, tafsir, understanding, reciting, and keeping up with that. And keep repeating all day long. That's going to help. Few other tips about living Quran this Ramadan, I would say. Taraweeh, for example. A lot of people who otherwise are not in masjid ensure that they are there in Taraweeh. It's something, a major commitment they make. To make Taraweeh more useful, maybe read the translation of the portion of the Quran. Just read it just like any other book before it is being recited. Perhaps you'll pick up something. Ask masjid to post on the notice board what portion of the Quran will be recited. Or maybe ask the Imam, okay, next day we're going to recite this. At our Maghrib, they can make that announcement also. So QuranHive.com, Quran Hive, HIVE.com. It's a free learning tool on the Quran. It's very good. You can listen to tafsir or read 5-6 other tafsir if you want to go in more research. It will be a good idea if you have a sticky note. That particular software online, you can take notes right there, but you can have a journal there. You can write it down. Keep reading. And I know a person who did not attend any madrasa or any Arabic language classes. but she loves Quran. She keeps reading it, keep reciting it, reading tafsir and all that. And she understands Quran. I tested her. So maybe what you could do is, other than mastering and full understanding of the Quran, which you read in your salat, what you could do is you can pick up 2 or 3 words of the Quran in Ramadan daily. Just 1 word or 2 words. And maybe you can develop a document, Quran vocabulary list. Abdul Hamid, the great scholar, has developed a list of what are the words of the Quran most frequently come in the Quran. And you can start from there if you have that book accessible. Maybe somebody has put it as a Google Doc. You can check that out as well. So there are 7 tips of improving your relationship in the Quran and how to keep Quran journal. These things are available on Sound Vision website. So there is a suggested guide of studying the Quran on soundvision.com, perhaps soundvision.com/Quran, or hopefully Dr. Abdul will put it on the chat box on that. Astaghfirullah Rabbi min kulli zambi wa atubu ilayhi. Astaghfirullah Rabbi min kulli zambi wa atubu ilayhi. Astaghfirullah Rabbi min kulli zambi wa atubu ilayhi. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alladhi kafa, wa salatu wa salam ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Mustafa. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى ونزلنا عليك الكتاب تبيانا لكل شيء وهدى ورحمة وبشرى للمسلمين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again in another ayah tells Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we have revealed book to you. It has explanation of all important matter and guidance and blessing. So glad tidings to believers, Muslims. So my brothers and sisters, anything we seriously want, we make a plan for it. If you're an immigrant, you probably develop a plan for coming here. If you're a businessman, you develop a business plan. If you're good in education, you develop a plan for your education. So anything we take seriously, we plan for it. So don't let this weekend go without you sitting down with your family and developing a plan. Plan for Ramadan. Plan for Quran. What portion of the Quran I will learn thoroughly. So when I'm reading, offering my salat, I understand what I'm saying. Brothers and sisters, you realize, right, importance of it? We keep saying, Ihdina surat al-mustaqim, Ihdina surat, Ya Allah guide us, Ya Allah guide us, all day long in Surah Al-Fatiha. And guidance is right there after that, which we don't understand. So it is very critical for us to understand. Second thing which you could do is also, if you don't know many surahs of the Quran by heart, decide to memorize few more with full understanding, that is. Also, what portions of the Quran which you're going to read. So, taqwa and shukr. These are the 2 goals, purposes of Ramadan, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. So we need to plan for that. And also think of, a couple of Friday talks ago, I had actually given out a taqwa list and a shukr list. You can refer to that particular Friday talk to learn more about that. And so planning for Ramadan is important. Also include who you're going to invite at home. I have already started talking a Ramadan party, and I'm paying attention to those people who do not have loved ones in this area or new Muslims. So we connect with them, and so that is very important. You should do that also. Charity should be thoughtful. Instead of whoever sending you more mail, or bombarding in social media, because some people have a lot of money they're throwing in advertisement, we need to be thoughtful. Masjid is our Allah's home, and we need to keep it growing. So 20% for that, maybe 20% for disaster relief. But rest should be empowerment of Muslims, strengthening Islam and Muslim communication and all that. Divide up that pie. So thoughtful spending, all fi sabilillah, all expecting reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. اللهم ربنا أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. Ya Allah, keep us on the right path. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq so we understand your guidance. Strengthen us, Ya Allah, so our resolve comes true. Ya Allah, open my heart with the Quran. Ya Allah, nourish my life with the Quran. Enlighten my sight, Ya Allah, with the Quran. Bless our tongue with the eloquence of the Quran, Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Help us follow Quran as long as you are keeping us alive, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, and don't make us a laughing stock of humanity that we keep saying, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, guide us, Allah, guide us to right path, and right path is there except we don't understand it. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم. Remember him, he will remember you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.